Hey guys, this is my monthly update for October, and as you can see here, the one completed build that I got was this one, which you saw. I don't know if anybody saw my final reveal vid, but this is the completed vignettes that I've made for Chancellor North Wales World War I group build, and I have to say Len was very pleased with the results, judging by his response. And he's actually twisted my arm and basically convinced me to do the Bristol Fighter for next year's entry. So that is what the next build is going to be. It will be my first attempt at doing a 1/48 biplane. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that turns out. And it will be the Revell 1/48 kit that's currently out. And I've just got a notification from my brother that he's sent me 30 odd photographs from Bovingdon today, because the jammy bugger has been there. Oh, and it was my bloody week off as well, can you believe it? But hey, you know, he just went along there with his partner because they wanted to spend some quality time together, so fair enough, bro, no problem. It just means I will be going to Tankfest next year. No doubt we'll both be going along. Anyway, moving on from that, I'm detracting from the video. Anyway, as I was saying, this has come out absolutely awesome. I'm really pleased with the result, and judging by the responses I've had to the actual reveal, you guys are too. And to be honest with you, it's actually given me some mojo to do some more figure vignettes. I am actually thinking of possibly doing one next, or maybe later next year, I don't know. We'll see how things go, of another World War I vignette, which actually Fog Models do a similar vignette. So needless to say, it's fired up my sort of mojo to do that. Okay. So yeah. As I say, it's come out beautifully. The detail on the figures is superb. I did use an extra one, as I'd said in the video, which is the officer just at the far end there. Unfortunately, I had a little accident with two of the figures, which is just this one, knocked that one off the other day, and him. So if it's a bit wet looking at the bottom there, that's why I've had to glue it back with super glue on again. But to be honest with you, that should give you the impression that he's sort of walking on a wet, muddy surface, as it were, so it added a little bit to it. Oh hello, I got another indication he sent me more. Oh well, she'll catch up with him a little bit later. Bro, please, I'm just trying to do a video. I'll feed you back later, bro. Anyway, again, as I was saying, I've lost me way now. I'm very pleased with the way they turned out. If you want to see more, just look at my final reveal vid for the World War I group build, and I'll run you through it. Okay, so we'll put that one away, and that can go back on the shelf along with our completed builds. Right. Now, in terms of my current builds, obviously I've got my entry into the M group build, which is run by Steve Mottram, who I'm very pleased to say has just found himself a lovely girlfriend. So if you don't see so much or hear so much from Steve, that's probably why. So no problem, bud, we understand, you know, it's quite natural, and from what we're sort of feedback I'm getting, you met the right one, so good on you, mate. Anyway, we shall bash on, and as you can see, this is the result of the build so far on the Tamiya M4A3 105mm howitzer Sherman. It has really come up like a shiny penny, and with the value gear on the set on the back for the stowage, and the extra set I used for the 3.5 ton truck, which you can get from Tamiya, it looks awesome. It really looks well packed out, and this build just fell together, and I was very surprised that even the tracks, I mean, the way they went on was beautiful. Obviously, Tamiya slightly up their game with this kit. Obviously, listen to all the feedback about their tracks, that they tend to be too tight, there's no sag, etc. To be honest, guys, I'm actually tempted to use them. I know I said I was going to use the aftermarket, but to be honest with you, I might well use these. I don't know, we'll see. I'll weigh it up, because if I don't use them for these, I can use it for one of my other Shermans I've got on the stash. But either way, I'm very happy with the builds. In fact, so much so I'm going to order 2 more from Tamiya, which is the early production, and the M4A3 with a 75mm gun. So yeah, that'll be for 2 future builds. In terms of what you've got on the back here, as I said, I used fuse wire basically to give it the impression that all the storage was tied down. Yeah, the air did turn a bit blue at times. It was one hell of a blooming challenge, but the results speak for themselves. And yeah, pretty impressed. It's the first Sherman I've done in some years. I did do a previous one, as I'd previously indicated, which was the old Italeri Tarawa one. But because I had to move from my then flat with my dad, unfortunately it got broken in the move and I had to throw it away. But this one is not going to be thrown away. This one I am keeping. And as I say, I shall be getting a few more of Tamiya Shermans, although I've got a few Dragons in my stash as well, which are equally impressive. So there you go. The only other stage I've got to do on this build is obviously the Kubelwagen next, and I have actually started on the figures. This little fella here I started on last night. As you can see, if I'm damn thing's going to get into focus. Come on guys, focus. There we go. As I said, it looks awesome. The level of detail on it is fine, and he's just basically looks as though he's running away from a firefight. So that's basically what I tended to indicate in the actual scene. So there you go. And I'll be using the dragon figures as well. So yeah, all's going well on that build. Let's just pick her up and put her back on the shelf. Okay. In terms of the second build that I'm doing at the moment, which is the Bandai Group build, which is for the Land Walker, the ATST, or as all the modelers know, the Chicken Walker. I'm very happy with that, I'll tell you. It is a superb kit, and it's true what they say about these Bandai kits. They are absolutely phenomenal. As you can see here, this is the stage I've got to within 2 days, and I'm about halfway through the build already. Hang on, I'll just pop that over there. Sorry, I'm just getting over a cold. As you can see, you've got the lug here for the cockpit section, which obviously moves around. You can have movement in the limbs. The way it's engineered with the movement of the limbs is superb. The detail on the kit is awesome. And the only bit I've had to use glue in was these pipes, because they were a little bit tight to get them fitting. Whether it was where I cut them too short or not, I don't know. But to be honest with you, it's really has got my mojo flying off the wall, and I'm well impressed. In fact, so much so, I may well do another Bandai kit next year. I've got the Millennium Falcon in my stash, so that could be a possibility. But there has been a few new releases from the last film, and obviously they're releasing, they've just released a figure from the new Rogue One film, which is coming out in December. And to be honest with you guys, I can't wait to see that one by the looks of the trailers. So yeah, definitely going to go and see that. As I say, very happy with this build, and yeah, it's going really well. I mean, the only other thing I've got to do next is basically paint detail the cockpit up, and then just put that together. And in the next update, hopefully you'll see her completed on the build side of it. So there you go. Right. So that's where we are in terms of my builds. Forthcoming build I've got, which is going to be an entry into the Sebastian Schuff's Pricks of Plastic Leopard 1 group build, as you know, is going to be this one, which is the Leopard Kampfpanzer. It's a very old kit. In fact, this was the first model of the Leopard which came out, hence why I've chose this one. The only thing I would ask, guys, is if any of you know any companies that do any etched brass sets for this particular kit. As I say, I've managed to source some aftermarket tracks, but to be honest with you, I can't find anything. even figures wise with the Bundeswehr regiment, it would be nice if I could actually have some sort of German army figures. So if anybody knows of that as well, can you just leave a comment or a link in the comments column, please? That would be very, very helpful. Okay. And talking of that, I actually managed to source some aftermarket tracks, which is Meng's D640A workable track links. Therefore, the Leopard 1. God, nearly got tongue tied. I sound like Jonathan Wath then. Anyway, as I was saying, these are the ones for the Leopard 1 family, and I'll be using those on the kit. Okay. Other acquisitions I've had in, well, a couple of box figure sets. First one is this one here, which is Dragon's Rommel and Staff North Africa 1942 set. Superb level of detail again, as is usual with Dragon, and the figures and the sculpts look awesome. In fact, I think there's another model company actually does the vehicle in the background. I'm trying to think who it is now. Again, leave a comment in my comments column. It looks awesome, and I might even do a diorama on this scene as soon as I can get that. I know that Dragon did a grief, and I can get plenty of Opel Blitzes in the background, so that's another one. Okay. What else am I going to do? Yeah, the other set of figures I got was this one here, which is Dragon's German Tank Crew 3945. Again, same level of detail is very high on that, but the only thing is with these two box sets I found out I've got duplicates. So I'm donating them to a local YouTube show as a prize, so there you go. So I'm going to keep these, and then the other guy, whoever wins, will get those figures as well. Okay, along with two others. Right, the other thing I got in was this accessory set. Because I've actually got another idea in my head of doing an Omaha Beach diorama, because I've actually got a set of Masterbox figures with the guys coming on the beach, so hence the tank traps. You get those, and you get these that you've got to build up, but you don't get any of the actual barbed wire. That you'll have to source again from Fog Models. They do actually do a set. Okay. Now, I did go a bit mad on the aircraft front again, guys. I've got two on the way, which I was, well, I've got one on the way, which I was hoping it was going to turn up. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to show that to you until the next monthly update, which will be just before Telford. So hopefully that will be in. And another one has been delayed, but it's on its way. And that should be posted to me on Monday. But the ones I actually got in this month are this one, which came today, which is Fokker, the Fokker E2E3 Profi Pack edition. Fantastic looking kit. It's even got a guide to how to rig the actual aircraft. It's an aircraft I've often thought of doing. I'm not a big one into World War I aircraft, but it's a lovely looking little aircraft. It was revolutionary for its time. And I shall be doing it as Udet's aircraft, as is depicted on the front there. You can do a number of, I think, about 3 or 4, either of the E2 or the E3, depending on which one you choose. But again, superb looking kit. And the other one I got in from a Mr. Scott Keachy over up in Glasgow was this one. It is again an Eduard Focke-Wulf 190 A8R2, and again it's a Profi Pack edition. Looks an awesome looking kit. I've got a few 109s and I wanted to get a Focke-Wulf 190 in, and I did. And this is the one I chose. It is going to be an awesome looking kit. And what really sort of fired my enthusiasm was basically when I saw Phil Flory's build of the 132nd Focke-Wulf 90 he did, and he did a superb job on that. So I've got this one. I've got a nice one of the Butcher Bird there. Not only that, but I've got its predecessor as well, which is the D11 by Hobby Boss, which actually came in today as well. And again, looks a super little kit. There is a little bit of etched brass in there for the radiators and the back of the cockpit, but I will be sourcing an aftermarket set for the actual seat straps. And the one I might choose to do is this scheme here, which I don't know if you can see it, guys. That one there, because you got the silver underneath. Excuse me. And the next one is an absolute steal. I actually got this one. Actually, just move that out of my way because it's obviously not going to help. And I'm going to turn it off as well. There we go. That's that done. The next one I got was an absolute steal at the model show I went to a fortnight back, which was the IPMS Farnborough's Model Fest down at King's College in Camberley. Was this one. It was actually sold by a company called modelsforsale.com, and I'm not kidding you, they had some real gems there, had some real bargain prices. But I could have been tempted to get two, but I ended up only getting the one. This is the one. It's Dragon's M1A2 SEP. Now this one, actually I'll pan back a bit. There we go, we can get a better view of it. It is a big box, as you can see here. Comes with all the goodies. You've got a stack of etched brass on the actual Dragon card, plus a metal barrel. How much do they normally go on the eBay for? About 50, 55 pounds, 60, 65, 70, even 85. Hold your breath. I got this for the pricely sum of £25. Yes, 25 quid, guys. An absolute steal. I will be doing an inbox review on this at some stage. Because I want you to see the kit. It's just phenomenal, and it's my first Abrams, so if I was going to get a good one, I got a good one. And as I say, it's got all the normal CAD drawings on the back, which you can see has got a vast amount of detail on there, as you can see, and that's your colour options on the back here. Obviously I'm going to do a Desert Storm scheme. If I can get that into shot. So yeah, there's your Dragon card, and there's your decals, and these, I don't know what these are, I think they're more decals there possibly for your Dragon one. Yeah, and if you don't believe me, there you go, 25 quid, look at that, an absolute steal. And obviously on the bottom you got the CAD drawings for the kit as well. Absolutely, and it's absolutely stacked as well, so I'm very happy I got that one. A real steal, guys. And the other things I've got in basically were these sets. This is the Wolfpack set for the AVX Onyx Bay for the old Airfix 148 TSR2, or as it would have been known, the Eagle. The detail on it is absolutely awesome and superb, and for what I pay for it, you get a lot. I do other sets which I'll be adding to, exhaust nozzle set, undercarriage bay set, etc. So I'm going to source those because I am planning on getting the TSR2 possibly built next year. And then obviously I've got the Eduard interior detail cockpit set. I don't know if you can see that, guys. It's all pre-painted as well, so that should add a lot more to the kit as well. And in case you don't know what that one is, it's this aircraft here. It was on a short limited run a few years back. It is out of production. The only way you can source it is on eBay now, guys. That and the 172nd one, although there is one they brought out which is for an anime illustration, so that might be a Reeboks, I don't know, in 172nd, but as regards the 148th kit, you can't get hold of it, so I'd source it on eBay. Okay, and the final one of the acquisitions is this one, which is the old Trumpy Challenger 2 MBT, which is Operation Telic around 2003. Awesome looking kit again, guys. That's going to be a lovely one to build. Again, I might get a Value Gear set to go with that, or possibly a Verlinden set for the figures. I don't know if there's still any available, because sadly, as we all know, Verlinden has now gone to the ground, because the actual founder has decided to retire and he couldn't get a buyer. So unfortunately, Verlinden is no more. So if you want to snap them up, I'll get them quick before they get into ridiculous prices. But anyway, again, it's going to be a phenomenal kit to build. I am going to see if I can get a Chally 1 to go alongside this as well. But yeah, phenomenal kit. Does look awesome, especially with the old anti-what's-it gear on the front. So I've done an inbox review on this, so check it out on my channel, guys, if you want to see it. Okay. Just to mention, also, I forgot to mention, is that only about a week ago or so, I announced a group build which is going to be between me and Warren Blanche from Strike Eagle Models, and that is the dawn of the cruise missile group build. As I explained, it's basically to do with the V1 or V2 rockets, and that runs from the 30th of April 2017 to the 30th of September 2017. I have done an announcement video, and as I say, Warren is on his next video for his update. He's going to mention it on there. If you're not sure of anything, contact him, because basically it's principally his idea and he wanted me to join in with him, so I thankfully agreed. And my first entry is going to be this, which is the old venerable Tamiya F1 V1 Fusilier FY103. Now, as I said, there is a company that actually does the launch ramp on this, which I'm going to order in, because I think, to be honest, yeah, it looks good on a little trolley, but to be honest with you, I think it looks more in its natural environment, and it's specifically made for this kit. So I did mention it on my announcement, so look back on that video, okay? And I have decided that I'm actually going to order the Dragon kit of the V2. One more thing I'm going to mention is I did announce to a certain gentleman, a Mr. Bakasiris Konstantinos, that he had won my giveaway, which was the 148th BF109 F24 from Revell, which is this one here. Sakarius, if you have left me an email and I haven't got back to you, I do apologise, but I've had a few problems with my PC. It's running very slow, needs a memory upgrade, so bear with me if I haven't got back to you. If you haven't contacted me, then just leave a comment below on this video and with your email address, and then I'll email you back, bud. Alright, and then we'll take your details down there and get it in the post to you. Alright. I don't think there's anything else to go over now. Oh, one more thing. Recently, Andy at his hobby headquarters did the build on the new Takom King Tiger with full interior. I have to say, guys, that is one of two I'm going to get at Telford. Ooh, that looks a superb kit. Andy, if you're watching, bud, that was a superb video. It does look an awesome kit. I definitely was sold on it, and I'll definitely be getting it. And I know Meng are bringing out one as well. But if anybody wants a book for good reference material, as Andy suggested, I actually snapped this one up at Telford last year. And I know Seb has also done a book review on it on his channel, Dutch Modelling. It's this one. It's I think it's by David Parker. It's of his build of his 1/16 Hobby Boss, oh no, Trumpeter, sorry, his 1/16 Trumpeter scale King Tiger, which I think is the Porsche production? Or was it a Henschel? I think it's a Henschel. No, it's a Henschel production. Oh no, it's not, it's a Porsche, I'm sure it's a Porsche. No, it's Henschel, sorry, I've got the Knight scheme there. It's got a wealth of detail on the step-by-step process of the build, as you can see there, and it's good reference for the material for if you've got the Takom kit itself. phenomenal build. And I'm glad I snapped this up. I actually got this because this was a second, and snapped this one up for about 20 quid on Seb's advice. So that was something that would come in handy, and when I get this Dacom kit, it will come in handy. So if you can source one, do. It is an expensive book. If you want to get one first hand, I would suggest eBay again, guys. Alright. Anyway, I've waffled on enough this month. I will possibly do a monthly update before Telford, because that's coming up in about a month's time. Other than that, the videos will probably not be as commonplace as they have been for the last 2 weeks, because I'm going back to work tomorrow. So it may be a case of as and when. So you're going to have to bear with me, guys. So that's it. Anyway, I've waffled on for nearly, let's have a look, 30 odd minutes. So I don't want to send you to sleep anymore. So until the next time, get kit crazy, happy modelling, and I'll speak to you soon.